Classic Hollywood may have been the golden age of cinema, but behind the fame and sparkle, many of its biggest stars faced shocking mistreatment. In this list, we're uncovering 50 terrible things done to classic Hollywood stars. 1. Marilyn Monroe. In the 1920s, Hollywood put immense pressure on actors to meet specific beauty standards. Marilyn Monroe, originally Norma Jean Mortensen with curly brown hair, was advised by her agency head, Emmeline Snively, to bleach and straighten it for stardom. Her round face also didn't fit Hollywood norms. Despite the harsh demands, her iconic blonde look propelled her to fame, making her a Hollywood legend. 2. Tippi Hedren. While filming the iconic bird attack scene in The Birds, Tippi Hedren faced an extremely difficult experience. She described it as brutal and relentless. Although the crew sympathized, they couldn't intervene. Despite needing a break, Hedren felt pressured to continue. It wasn't until a doctor insisted that director Alfred Hitchcock allowed her a week off. 3. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner made the difficult decision to have an abortion after becoming pregnant by Frank Sinatra. At the time, MGM imposed penalties on stars who had children, including reduced pay. Gardner's films required frequent travel, and with Sinatra facing financial issues, she prioritized her career and financial stability. 4. Hattie McDaniel. Hattie McDaniel made history as the first black person to win an Oscar, a major achievement during a time of rampant racism. Before the ceremony, there were concerns she might not be allowed to attend due to segregation. Even when present, she was forced to sit separately from her white co-stars. Despite these challenges, McDaniel delivered a powerful acceptance speech. 5. Margaret Hamilton. Margaret Hamilton wore green face paint that contained toxic copper for Wizard of Oz. To avoid ingesting it, she could only drink liquids through a straw while in costume, skipping solid food entirely. Every night, the makeup artist thoroughly cleaned her face to remove any remaining paint. Despite the risks, Hamilton stuck to a liquid-only diet on set to ensure her safety. 6. Jackie Coogan. Jackie Coogan faced significant hardships as a child actor. His parents took all his earnings, leading to the creation of a law protecting child actors' finances. In Hollywood, kids were often mistreated, with directors using harsh methods to make them cry on camera and punishing them for delays. Child actors back then endured tough conditions with little protection from exploitation or mistreatment. 7. Merle Oberon. Merle Oberon kept her true background hidden due to Hollywood's racism. Born in India and of mixed race, she feared revealing her heritage might harm her career. The movie studio controlled her image, and Oberon stayed silent about her origins throughout her life. Only after her death did people learn the truth. 8. Judy Garland. Judy Garland faced extreme pressures in Hollywood. She worked 6 days a week, often up to 18 hours a day, and was given substances to stay energized, followed by sleeping pills at night. When she sought therapy, it cost her money because it delayed filming, leaving her in debt to the studio, over $100,000. Tragically, she passed away at only 47 years old. 9. Debbie Reynolds. During the making of Singin' in the Rain, Gene Kelly was harsh on Debbie Reynolds, criticizing her dancing to the point where she cried under a piano. In one scene, he forcefully kissed her, making her feel uncomfortable and disgusted. As a young, innocent actress, Reynolds was shocked and later described the experience as an attack in her book. 10. Clark Gable. The making of The Misfits became infamous due to the tragedies surrounding its 3 main stars. Clark Gable, one of the leads, suffered a fatal heart attack shortly after filming ended. Montgomery Clift, the 3rd lead, passed away from a heart attack years later, having refused to watch the film again. Their stories are a sad reminder that fame and success don't shield people from hardships and tragic endings. 11. Peg Entwistle. Peg Entwistle was a promising young actress who achieved success on Broadway before moving to Los Angeles to pursue a film career. Her only role was in the movie 13 Women. Tragically, Peg is mainly remembered for her death where she jumped from the Hollywood sign. Her belongings, including a note, were found by a hiker who later reported them to the Hollywood police station. 12. Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple disclosed a harsh punishment for misbehaving child actors of her era. They were forced to sit on a block of ice, which was dubbed the black box. The film's sets were highly focused on efficiency, often neglecting the children's well-being. For instance, Temple returned to filming the day after a severe ear operation. Child acting during that time was demanding and lacked concern for the actor's health. 13. Olivia de Havilland. Olivia de Havilland gained fame for her role in Gone with the Wind, but she was unhappy with the roles offered to her afterward. She began rejecting parts from Warner Brothers, which angered the studio bosses. As a result, they actively blocked her from finding work in Hollywood, advising other studios not to hire her because they deemed her difficult. 14. Lucy Dahl-Ellis-Jour, or Joan Crawford. Lucy Ellis-Jour was advised by an MGM executive to change her name because her original one wasn't deemed glamorous enough. She became Joan Crawford, though she disliked the name, feeling it sounded unappealing rather than glamorous. 15. Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood's mother pressured her into acting, and also hurt her and instilled a deep fear of drowning, fueled by a psychic's prediction that she would die in water. This fear was so intense that Natalie avoided swimming even in her own pool. At 43, she was found dead in the water. Initially considered an accident, her drowning remains shrouded in uncertainty. 16. John Gilbert Louis Burt Mayer was known for his talent in discovering and promoting actors, helping to make MGM a major success. However, he could also be harsh. When the film industry transitioned to sound, Mayer sought to eliminate John Gilbert, an actor he found expensive and difficult. Mayer spread rumors about Gilbert's voice and deliberately cast him in films destined to fail. 17. Greta Garbo. When Greta Garbo arrived in Hollywood in the 1920s, she was shocked to learn that American audiences had a bias against larger women. Determined to fit the ideal image, she resorted to a strict diet of only spinach to stay thin. This only showed the extreme lengths female actors went to meet the industry's demanding beauty standards. 18. Mickey Rooney. In 1942, Mickey Rooney's desire to marry Ava Gardner was thwarted by MGM's head, Louis Burt Mayer, who outright forbade the union despite Rooney's wish for a private ceremony. Mayer saw Rooney as too valuable an asset to risk losing to a potential scandal or distraction caused by a high-profile marriage. Rooney eventually defied Mayer and married Gardner anyway. 19. Loretta Young. Loretta Young had a relationship with Clark Gable during a film shoot and became pregnant, despite Gable being married. To avoid scandal, Young faked an illness and secretly gave birth, later claiming she adopted the baby Judy as a single mother. Young kept the truth concealed for many years, but eventually revealed the story later in her life. 20. Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson was gay but was pressured by the studio to marry Phyllis Gates to conceal his sexuality. Hudson's marriage was a facade to protect his career from potential damage due to his sexual orientation. The marriage ended quickly, and Hudson later publicly came out as gay. 21. Jean Harlow. Jean Harlow had a contract with MGM that prohibited her from marrying, as the studio believed she would be more appealing to audiences if she remained single. Despite this, Harlow became pregnant from an affair. To conceal her pregnancy, she checked into a hospital, under the alias Mrs. Jean Carpenter, for some rest. The hospital ensured that only private doctors attended to her to maintain secrecy. 22. Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy Dandridge rose to fame with her role in Carmen Jones. She had a romantic relationship with director Otto Preminger, which resulted in pregnancy. Preminger, unwilling to leave his wife, did not marry Dandridge. Facing immense pressure from the studio, Dandridge was coerced into having an abortion. 23. Clara Bow. Clara Bow became notorious for her scandalous personal life, with rumors of affairs circulating widely. Despite her hard work and numerous film roles, Hollywood was troubled by the negative publicity she generated. After a nervous breakdown, Paramount dismissed her at just 28. Bow made her final film and later married and had children, but struggled with mental health issues. 24. Lana Turner. Lana Turner began her acting career at just 17. Her early film Love Finds Andy Hardy catapulted her to stardom, earning her the nickname The Sweater Girl for her stunning looks in sweaters. In 1941, While on a publicity tour in Hawaii, a studio fixer arranged an abortion for her, performed in her hotel room without anesthesia. 25. Betty Davis. Betty Davis faced a difficult choice when she became pregnant. Fearing it would jeopardize her career, she opted for an abortion. Davis later acknowledged that this decision likely saved her from missing a significant role in Of Human Bondage, which earned her an Oscar nomination. She then went on to receive a total of 11 Oscar nominations, winning twice. 26. Vincent Minnelli. Vincent Minnelli married Judy Garland in 1945 after they worked together on a successful film. Garland was young, and it was her second marriage, while Minnelli, who had lived openly as gay in New York, felt compelled to hide his same-sex relationships in Hollywood. Their marriage ended in 1951 after Garland discovered Minnelli in bed with another man. 27. William Desmond Taylor. William Desmond Taylor was found lifeless in his home in 1922, sparking a major scandal in Hollywood. Taylor had been shot, but there were no signs of robbery, as cash was found on him and in his house. The case grew even more suspicious when police discovered studio executives burning Taylor's papers. Rumors swirled about Taylor's connections with actress Mabel Normand. 28. Barbara Lamar. Barbara Lamar faced a troubled personal life despite her on-screen success. Lamar struggled with insomnia, reportedly sleeping only 2 hours a night. As her popularity waned, she continued to work diligently while battling a serious lung condition. Tragically, she collapsed on set and passed away a few months later, at just 29 years old. 29. Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin married multiple times and faced several paternity suits, even paying a doctor to falsify a birth certificate. Chaplin's relationships with young women also stirred controversy. In 1947, he was accused of being a communist, which led to a decline in his fame. When he traveled to London, his permission to return to the U.S. was revoked. 30. Olive Thomas. Olive Thomas married actor Jack Ford in 1916. In 1920, during a second honeymoon in Paris, they partied at nightclubs and returned to their room at the Ritz. One night, Thomas ingested a bottle of Ford's medicine, which was toxic and used to treat his syphilis. Realizing the poison too late, she called for help. But despite rescue efforts, she died shortly after at just 25. 31. Thomas Ince. Thomas Ince faced financial troubles in 1924. He celebrated on William Randolph Hearst's yacht with Hearst, Charlie Chaplin, and Hearst's girlfriend, Mary Davies. Afterward, Ince fell ill and died, with his body quickly cremated. While the official cause was heart problems, some newspapers reported a shooting, and theories suggest accidental poisoning or a botched hit on Chaplin. 32. Jewel Carmen Jewel. Carmen married director Roland West in 1918. But their marriage faltered after he became closer to actress Thelma Todd, who passed from carbon monoxide poisoning in 1935. Although Carmen was asked about West's relationship with Todd and testified about seeing Todd with a suspicious man, the jury dismissed her claims as a mistake. After this scandal, Carmen's career never recovered, and she passed away in 1984 with little recognition. 33. Rudolph Valentino. Started as a dancer but faced scandal, imprisonment, and charges ending his dancing career. Valentino was often embroiled in controversies, including bigamy and rumors about his sexuality. He once challenged a headline calling him a pink powder puff to a boxing match. Valentino died on August 23, 1926 at age 31. 34. Alma Robbins is now largely forgotten. Her career was severely impacted by her substance problems. Despite earning substantial money, Rubin squandered it on illegal items, spending time in a mental hospital for treatment. She also had 3 brief marriages. In 1931, she wrote a newspaper series titled Why I Remain a Dope Fiend. Tragically, Rubin died at just 33 shortly after the series was published. 35. Gloria Swanson. Gloria Swanson was also a savvy businesswoman who founded her own production company. In 1925, Swanson fell in love with a French marquis and became pregnant, though she was still married to her second husband. To avoid jeopardizing her career due to a morality clause, she secretly had an abortion, which was perilous and nearly fatal. She kept the pregnancy and abortion hidden to protect her career. 36. Roscoe "Fatty" Arbuckle. Roscoe Arbuckle was accused of causing the death of Virginia Rapp during a party. The press sensationalized the case, portraying him as a monstrous figure similar to his on-screen persona, falsely claiming his weight caused Rapp's death. Despite being acquitted after 3 trials, Arbuckle's reputation was severely damaged by exaggerated media portrayals, leading to the ruin of his film career. 37. Sandra Locke. Sandra Locke gained fame with an Oscar nomination for her first film role. In the mid-'80s, she began a relationship with Clint Eastwood, but it ended in a contentious breakup. Following their split, Locke was locked out of her home, and her belongings were placed in storage. Despite Eastwood's promise of a development deal with Warner Brothers, none of Locke's projects were approved, leading her to suspect that Eastwood influenced the studio to block her work. 38. Rose McGowan. Rose McGowan faced a career stall in the late 90s, not due to her own actions, but because of harassment by Harvey Weinstein. In 1997, Weinstein paid her $100,000 to keep quiet about the incident. Despite the hush money, McGowan spoke out to industry insiders, leading Weinstein to blacklist her for nearly 2 decades, severely impacting her career. 39. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen gained notoriety in the show 2.5 Men's 8th season due to his erratic behavior. His struggles led to conflicts with producers, resulting in his firing. Sheen's bizarre interviews, where he claimed to have tiger blood and referred to himself as a warlock, drew widespread ridicule and numerous memes. Despite his early success, Sheen's career has suffered from his controversial behavior, substance abuse, and recent legal and public issues, reducing his presence in the entertainment industry. 40. William Haynes. William Haynes faced immense pressure to conceal his homosexuality from Hollywood. MGM's head, Louis Burt Mayer, demanded Haynes either end his relationship with his male partner and marry a woman, or leave his acting career. Haynes chose to remain true to himself, leaving Hollywood behind. He then thrived as an interior designer, proving that personal authenticity can outweigh fame. 41. Kim Novak. Kim Novak encountered significant pressure from Hollywood's elite. Her romance with Sammy Davis Jr., a black singer and actor, was disapproved of by Columbia Pictures head Harry Cohn. Cohn allegedly used his mob connections to threaten Davis, pressuring him to end the relationship. To protect Novak and avoid further conflict, Davis married a black woman, Laura White. 42. Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth underwent a dramatic transformation to meet Hollywood's beauty standards. Initially cast in low-budget films as an exotic foreigner, her image was revamped by Columbia Pictures. They changed her name, dyed her hair red, and subjected her to painful procedures like electrolysis to alter her hairline, which was considered too ethnic. This makeover turned her into the glamorous star known as the Love Goddess. 43. Lena Horne. Lena Horne became the first African-American actress to sign a long-term contract with a major studio, MGM. While she was showcased as glamorous, she was frequently relegated to minor roles, which were often cut from films in the racially segregated South. Horne missed out on significant parts, including the lead in the musical Showboat, which went to white actress Ava Gardner instead. 44. Kathy Lee Gifford. Kathy Lee Gifford opened up about a traumatic incident from her early career. At 21, she was forced to watch a producer do the unthinkable in his home. She felt fortunate to have escaped without further abuse and shared her experience to shed light on the dangers women encounter in the entertainment industry. 45. Lisette Anthony. Anthony accused Harvey Weinstein of hurting her in the 1980s. She recounted how Weinstein forced his way into her home, assaulted her, and disregarded her resistance. Anthony's account is among many that have revealed Weinstein's predatory behavior in Hollywood, and it didn't end there. 46. Lisa Rinna. Lisa Rinna exposed a disturbing encounter with Hollywood's casting couch in her novel Starlet. In the book, she recounted how a powerful producer demanded inappropriate favors in exchange for a coveted role on a major TV series. Rinna's refusal led to her losing the role, highlighting the exploitation prevalent in the industry. 47. Mario Lanza. Mario Lanza faced intense pressure from Hollywood to conform to strict physical standards. Signed with MGM in the late 1940s, he starred in successful musicals, but struggled with the industry's obsession with weight. This pressure led him to undertake unhealthy crash diets, resulting in severe health problems and causing him to cancel numerous performances. 48. Michelle Hurd. Michelle Hurd recounted troubling experiences with Bill Cosby. What began as seemingly innocent lunch meetings evolved into uncomfortable physical contact during acting exercises. Cosby then invited her to his house, under the pretext of experimenting with straightening her hair, exposing the problematic person she had endured. 49. Maria Schneider. Maria Schneider publicly criticized director Bernardo Bertolucci and co-star Marlon Brando for a troubling scene added without her consent. The scene, involving an acting scene with butter, was revealed to Schneider, then 19, only moments before filming. This only proved the exploitation and emotional manipulation actors, especially young women, often faced in the film industry. If you like this video, do not forget to share and subscribe. Also, let us know in the comments who surprised you in this list of 50 terrible things done to classic Hollywood stars.